everybody. In this video, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking to you about how to convert. Now, this is the first time where some of you are going to be challenged, and I think that's because in the past, when you've been taught how to convert, you may have been just taught to move the decimal point this way or move the decimal point a certain number of places this way, and that makes it confusing, or can be confusing when we do some of this math in chemistry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend time and show you how to use math to convert any number, whether it's metric or not metric, so that you can get your number into any units that you want. So if you are a person who loves kind of formulaic sort of things, this is the stepwise progression that you're going to have to follow, okay? I'll say it out loud, even though the best thing to do is to follow some examples, which I am going to do in the next few slides, the last part of the video. So there's 5 steps. First thing you're going to do is you're going to write the number you want to convert. The next thing you're going to do is set up an X line. And so when I say X line, I'm really setting up a multiplication problem, okay? So I'm going to have some number here, and then I'm going to have a number here and a number here, and I'm going to have to do that multiplication. I'm going to have to multiply by a fraction, okay? And that can be a challenge sometimes, and I get it. But like I said, this is the first time some of you may have been challenged or may be challenged, okay? And so you're going to set up an X line, and then you're going to plug in the units. That's the first thing that you're going to do. You're going to let the units be your guide. That's kind of my my mantra whenever we're doing math and chemistry. So let the units tell you what to do. Okay, and then you're going to find, look, I made another typo. This is find a conversion factor. This should be an N here. Okay, I'm not perfect, and that's okay. So you find a conversion factor. And then the last thing that you want to do is you want to do the math. I can't tell you how many times that I've gotten people set up and they've done unit conversions, and then they haven't actually gotten to the point where they do the math where they take these two numbers and multiply and then divide by this, and so that you should get one value here at the end. Okay, so those are the 5 steps. I think that this process makes a lot of sense if you just follow the samples that we give you. Plus, I'm going to spend a lot of time in class doing the same thing. So, okay, so we're going to convert this. Now, let's follow the steps. So step 1, write the number you want to convert. So step 1, write the number you want to convert, 4.53 kilometers. There's only one number in this problem. One of the biggest challenges that people have, actually, is when there's too many numbers in a problem, they want to know which one to convert, and it's hard sometimes. So I'm going to underline or box this so that I know what I'm going to do. And I'm going to write that 4.53 kilometers. I'm going to write it with the unit. Okay, and then the second thing says set up an X line. So an X line is just a funny way of saying multiply by some sort of conversion factor. Okay, and so that right there is step number 2, X line. Then it says plug in the units. So now here's the thing that works, is that you can take kilometers, and when you want to get rid of kilometers, you put it on the bottom. The unit that you want to get rid of on the number that you're converting goes in the opposite space on the line. So if this is on the top here, this is going to go on the bottom here. Okay, and then what are we trying to convert to? We're trying to get to centimeters. So kilometers to centimeters. So that really is number 3 here, right? So we've done 1, 2, 3. Sneak peek at the next one. And then number 4 is to find the conversion factor. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to good old Google. Turns out that Google is a very good resource here. So we're going to go to Google. And look, I've already looked it up. All I did was do kilometers to centimeters. I didn't type in the number. I didn't do anything. What I did is I just typed kilometers to centimeters, letting the units be your guide, right? That's my mantra with this. And notice what it says. It says 1 kilometer equals 100,000 centimeters. That's your conversion factor. Okay, and you can do this for anything. Okay, you want to go pounds to grams. Okay, it gives you the conversion factor. Okay, but we're going to do kilometers to centimeters. Google is amazing. Now, so that's 1 kilometer to 100,000 centimeters. So now I'm going to pull up this thing here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say it was 1 kilometer for 100,000 centimeters. So that was number 4. And now the last thing is we actually have to do the math. We can't just stop right there and set this up. So when we do the math, we do 4.53 times 100,000. So that's 453,000. And then we could divide by 1, but when we divide by 1, it just is just itself. And so what about the units? Well, kilometers here are on the top and kilometers here are on the bottom. So the only unit that's left is centimeters. So that's number 5. Do the math. Okay, so we've done all 5 steps, and I've shown you all 5 steps. And now I did that one a little slow, just so you could see the steps. But let's try this one. So it says how many kiloliters are in 13.5 milliliters. Okay, well, okay. So step 1, 13.5 milliliters. Okay, that's 1. Step 2, X line. Okay. So there's drawing an X line. It's funny that one step of the whole process is just drawing an X and making a line. Okay, and then step 3, let the units be your guide. The unit you want to get rid of, milliliters, has to go on the bottom. Okay, so imagine that this is a fraction. So milliliters are going to go on the bottom. Kiloliters goes on top. Okay, let the units be your guide. We want to go from milliliters to kiloliters. Okay, and now we need a conversion factor. So we'll go to Google, and we want to do kiloliters to milliliters. Oops, look, I didn't even say two. I just said kiloliters to milliliters. So look, it says 1 kiloliter is equal to 1,000,000 milliliters. Okay, well that's cool. That works. That's fine. So now we will call this up. And we do the same thing, just like we did. Okay, so it was 1 kiloliter is equal to 1,000,000 milliliters. Okay, and so that was step 4. And now step 5 is to do the math. So in order to do the math, we break out a calculator and we do 13.5 times 1 divided by 1,000,000. So if we're going to do that, we're going to get 1.35 times 10 to the minus 5. Okay, milliliters cancel. And now we have kiloliters. So that's a step 5. Do the math. Okay. So a lot of conversions are really this straightforward. It's kind of fun. Okay. Now, what if we have non-metric conversions? Guess what? We follow the same 5 steps. And that's why I prefer this method for converting than anything else, because it will convert any number to anything. Period. Okay. Yeah, you may have to look up a conversion factor, but any number to any other value, or sorry, any unit to any other unit, as long as there's a conversion factor, you can get to it. It's pretty wild. So, okay. So, step 1. Determine the number you want to convert. Write it down. So, I'm going to use MI for miles. So that's 210 miles. Number 2. X line. Perfect. Step 3, let the units be your guide. Okay, write the units in. Okay, so we want to go from miles to kilometers. Miles, kilometers. Great. Okay, so that's step 3. Now, step 4, now we have to go back and do this crazy thing. And we look up miles, not N miles, miles to kilometers. And Google gives us that. 1 mile is 1.60934. 1.60934. So we get 1 mile is 1.60934. You may want to leave a little space there. Okay, and so then you plug it into your calculator, and when we do that, we get 337.9614. And look, miles cancel, kilometers. Now, we have to worry about sig figs. Okay, so that's going to be a thing. But that's for a different section. But the point is this is the answer that our calculator gives us, and we're okay with that for now, and then we'll apply sig figs to it. So, that's it. 5 steps to doing conversions using the X line. Have a great day.